If you're here watching this video, then you're someone who wants to start a YouTube channel, or you have a YouTube channel and you're wanting to get down to the actual why of what you're doing and be able to build something that actually has impact for people and influence on people. So I've seen that there's a huge disconnect for people that are in their midlife, that are, wanting to get out of the 9 to 5, wanting to pursue something that they, maybe haven't done before on YouTube. And there's a disconnect between what the YouTube gurus are saying and what all the YouTube advice is out there on how to start and how to grow on YouTube versus what actually matters and matters to them. So like this whole channel, like what I've learned is that clarity is absolute. It's the foundation of everything. And if you're not clear on what you're doing, and I don't mean like knowing exactly what niche you're in, I'm talking about having the clarity of self to understand who do you want to talk to? Why are you starting a channel? Why are you starting this business? Why are you wanting to grow, through YouTube and through videos? And then knowing who your audience is. And that happens over time. The niching down and like figuring out your niche can happen over time, but there is an element of you need to actually spend a lot of time thinking about the why and thinking about the clarity behind it all before you start strategizing and doing a lot of things. Now, you can go ahead and just start your channel and figure this out as you go, but that's what this channel is for. I'm here to help and try to give insight and things that I've learned over the year and in the years of being in this world, and trying to help you guys move into that too. The main thing in this video is that I feel like a lot of times creators our age in the 30s, 40s, and 50s or older, you don't have to be in midlife to be, to take this to heart. This applies to everybody across the board, but specifically to you guys, you have families, you have career, you're worried about perfectionism. You feel like because it's something new, it has to be good. You have to have like a certain level of perfectionism. You compare yourself. Like these are a lot of things that we deal with in this, stepping out into YouTube and stepping out into building something from scratch. And I want to kind of demystify the idea that success requires you to like have an early start and have consistent output. So what I mean by that is like, you didn't have to start when you were 20. You didn't have to start 10, 15 years ago. There's no better day than now to start. If you have already started and you're just frustrated because you've made videos, but there's something off and you just don't feel like you know exactly why you're doing it, and you kind of get burnt out. If you're getting burnt out, that's because you don't know the why. You're not fully clear on the why you are doing it and who you're helping. And so that's kind of what I want this journey to be about. And just for you to know that it's not too late to start. It's not too late to take what you've already built, if you already have a channel, and develop it into something that is going to bring that impact and that influence that you want, and to build a business potentially off of it. So it's not too late to start. Clarity isn't just knowing what to say. So when I'm talking about clarity, it's not knowing what to say, but it's knowing why you're saying it. So that's something that I've learned, with my other channels. I love talking about video and cameras and gear and editing and all that kind of stuff, but that's not like the passion that I have. And so that's kind of why I'm starting this new channel as well, is I love sharing what I'm learning about this and how to develop, and getting people to find their why and be able to help them pursue that. And so that's what this channel is about. So with clarity, I want to help align your, message, have alignment between your message, your mission, and your method. So making sure that you're aligned with all of those things, the message, the mission, and the method. And if you can get those aligned, then you're able to really hone in on what your audience needs and what pain points and problems you can solve for them, which will just propel you into being a voice that people want to hear and that want to pay for and that want to, learn from, and all those things. And as someone who's lived life and been in the positions you've been in, you have experience and you have things to share that people need to know and they need to hear. So think about yourself 5-10 years ago, like you're talking to yourself. The things that you needed to know that you hadn't learned yet that you do now. Those are the type of things that you can, put in there. So I will say there is a creator clarity roadmap that I have. I'll link that in the description. You can go get that. It'll help you go through some questions that allow you to figure out, basically you define the who, what, and why. You design the way that you're going to film and produce the content, and then the delivery of the content and how you're going to put it out there. What is it going to do? What's it going to transform for these people and your audience and that kind of stuff. So if you want the creator clarity blueprint or roadmap, download that in the link in the description below. So if I could leave you with one thing, it would be the question, what do you really want people to get from your videos? So just try to brainstorm that. You want to talk about certain things, and this could be anything. This doesn't have to be life-changing. This could be you just love Lord of the Rings and you want to talk about Lord of the Rings all the time. This could be you have a sport that you love or a hobby that you love. This doesn't have to be training. It doesn't have to be, educational per se. So just find something that you could sit down and talk about for 15, 20, 30 minutes every day, just off your head. Find these things because you're going to find a tribe that loves that. You're going to find people that love that. Some things can monetize better than others. So there is some strategies there if you're trying to build a business off it. But this isn't just content. This isn't just an idea. Clarity isn't just for building a business. It's for any growth on YouTube. And it's oftentimes just quickly talked about by the YouTube gurus or the people that are sharing YouTube growth stuff. It's just like a footnote. But the reality is it's the entire foundation of building something on YouTube and building something that has impact. And so, think about that. What do you want people to get from your videos? That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing with this channel. And so hopefully you can do that too. So again, you're not too late. You're not too overwhelmed if you've already started. There's always a chance to build that clarity and that foundation. So I encourage you to do that. And if you're interested in learning 3 questions to help you unlock your YouTube direction and where you're going with your YouTube channel, watch this video over here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.